Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
What's going on, people? This is Influence, and I'm back with another video. This is a Transformers review of KFC STRATOTANKER, which is their version of a G1 Octane, triple changer Octane. If you don't know, for those that's not in the know, I'm pretty late on this character, or I should say I'm late on this version. We all know, I was just showing off the card. Comes with a card, has a box, nice little box. Got some box art. Move this over a little bit. See some of the box art. So got a little picture of, and that's a striking resemblance of G1 Octane. I like that. This is the reason I got him, is because he looks more. There's another version. Who makes it? Unique Toys, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but they have a version too. But I didn't like the robot, and that's what I'm here for. I know this has issues, and it does. So we'll get into that. I never knew what that stood for. So if you wonder why E.A.V.I, expandable autonomous virulent infantry. Okay, virulent. I don't know, but let's get into this guy right here. So I have him in his plane mode, which is quite a disaster. If you can see, comes with this gun, has the flip down handle. It's like your normal Masterpiece gun. It does store in tanker mode, which you'll see. Has this, but there's no batteries in it, and it's just one piece with a little translucent piece on the front. So there we go. It also comes with this stand that you can use as typical X-Transbots or KFC's stand. I know I got this same stand with Cosmos. So it's their typical stand. I think it might even say X-Transbots on there. No, it says Keith's Fantasy. But you know, they have some type of ties, I believe. But yeah, this is not a great mode. Well, we can take it off of here. So this stand is just this. Just get this stand, and it's a pretty good stand. It's typical stand. You also have, this is the first issue I have. This does not stay in well. It's a lot of things that doesn't tab together too well. Like these things right here. You see, I don't want to break it anymore. I'm never gonna have him in this mode again. I'm gonna have him in robot mode. Here's loosey goosey. You can see this is split in half because this is like the truck. You can see underneath. I don't know. It's a lot of things that they could have did with this, the way they made it come out. And this is an old mold, and I think that's part of the reason too. It was in the beginning. Well, not in the beginning, but I think it was early on. So you have landing gear right there. You have a landing gear here that would work if this tabbed in, but it doesn't. So it doesn't work too well. And you have landing gear. Like I said, they would work. This pops off. This is just his shield, his little thing, whatever. So, and there you go. And it actually does work, not too bad. But you look at the rest of the jet, it's just, this window fell out too. So there's that. Yeah, there's not much else to dive into. It's just a bunch of mess. Let's get into tanker mode. So for tanker mode, we're just gonna take this back off because it's just easier to deal with this thing in two parts. This is a lot of plane, but I mean, I don't know if I showed everything in its detailing, but just know it's not the greatest. This is not the tanker pulls it off better. So let's just go on about that. It's gonna be careful because it's gonna use this metal tool. Get in here and lift this up a little bit. Just a tad bit. And try to pull it apart. There you go. Oh, you can't even see that. Pull that apart. I didn't even really need that. I'm just gonna flip all this down. It's just floppity flop. Cause like I said, I'm separating this part. So you wanna pull this out. It's clamped on to here. Then pull these out like this. And you see you can get to it. There's a button right there. You can see that. I'm gonna push that. Oh, you actually can push that down. So you can get this somewhat separated. So then we'll just deal with this part and just leave it what it is. So get these smokestacks out like that. Put it back up. So that's the top of the truck. You see that? Then you want to put these down over here like this. Just clamp that. Then these go down here like that. So this goes over. Again. Get it together. Clamp that down like that. Listen to the water. Put these things on there. This doesn't stay, well, it does. You clip it on, but it still will come off when you're manipulating it. Then just pull these out. And there you go. It's a tiny truck. It rolls. It's cab. It's cool that it does kind of come out from its cab, and you see how actual tiny it is. This is not a scale of a tanker and a car, especially a car like this. So let's put this on the side and get this mess together. So as far as, I gotta try to remember, it's been a little bit since I dealt with all of this. So all of this madness turns around like this, and just leave it like that for now. So we're just gonna leave all this like this. Just get this part together. Just split this. You can pull these out so you can just get to the inner workings. So this mess right here is kind of, it's the landing gear. So you gotta have the landing gear like this. I thought you could pull it all the way out, but that's why I got in trouble the first time. I had trouble, dang, that sucks that I lost this tire. I don't know, it's probably somewhere around here. Hopefully it ain't going my sump pump. So you pull this down, push this up like this as it's sliding. It's on a slider right there. So you're sliding it back as you're pulling this down. So it gives it enough clearance in here to actually slide. And at the same time, it's pulling out. And then you want to slide it all the way. Now you can move this like that and put this in there. And want to pull this up like that. There we go. It's on the side. Have this like this. So over here, you want to do the same thing, but you don't have the landing gear to contend with. So it's a little bit easier. Just pull it out, flip this the same way it's sliding. It actually does it on its own. Once you flip it up and you slide this, it'll just come down on its own, but you can just flip it, pull it, put it back up, spin this around, put it in here. It's a flippity flop mess, as you can see. And then you can try to get this together somehow. Put it up a little bit so I can actually show you. This you want to lean back because you're going to have to deal with all of this stuff. And the legs sometimes they come out on like the T joint. It'll come out. So you got the back how you want it, like this. Again, this ain't the greatest mode either. So you just want to leave this like this. You want to deal with all of this. So I believe I have this correct. Or no, I have to spin this like this. Now I don't know if this is correct or not, but you spin this like this and then you can get that little tab in there. Kind of like the robot mode. See, it came up already. Then you want this like this. Flip this around. Now this is weird. I forgot this is really a disaster. Forgot to bend these up like that in order to get this where you need it to be. There you go, like that. Oh. Now this will clamp into here. These will clamp down to here, and this should clamp on top or under. It should clamp in there with it. So get this all like this, spin this over. This will be on top and clamp around this part is in there and kind of like locks this wing in. Does that on both sides, and these things go into the top right here. So get all of that, and let me actually, it was almost, and as you can see, his shield came off, and I'm not putting it back on right now, so that's a mess. But let me try to get this together. Oh man. All right, so all of that fits together, and now you want to deal with these arms. And this, it'll come back here and tab in. With this tab right here. Make it more. Covers up the windows, really. Just open this tab. And I know this isn't like the directions, but this figure is kind of like, however you can get it to where you're trying to get it to, that's what you want to do. And I don't think this tabs in too well. It didn't. And I think is it just that side? I don't know. But then this you want like this, but like, is it like this? This is another piece that it looks kind of weird when it's in the proper angle. It's like this. Yeah, here we go. Is it this? Is a problem. This whole figure. Yeah, there we go. Because then we're gonna tab this into here, and you gotta get this right. So like that, and I'm gonna tab this one into here, and this one into here. But it's a pain. It's another pain because it doesn't want to sit right. So you can get this one like that, and then you want to get this one like this. And you got to get this arm right though, or they're both not going to sit in here correctly. So, oh man, there we go. And as you can see, this is one of the reasons why I would not recommend this figure if you're into transforming it. Now, when we get the robot, we can discuss that. This is a disaster. Like, it's a disaster. And no matter what you say about it, however you cut it, it's not a good figure. It's not set up. The transformation is wonky as hell. But guess what? I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it because I'm gonna do it. Or try to. Jesus. Don't forget, tab there. There you go. Get this in here like this. There you go. Like we good over this side, even though it looks weird. It's the basic structure of it. Do the same thing over here. You want to kind of tab it, keep it up like that. Then I want to get this together over here. Tab that in there. You can see, and it does go in that tab, but this back here, it's cumbersome. It's hard to get it correct. This is about where I'm at with it. You can see, close this up, then bring in the tanker. There's a little button. Where's the button at? The button's right here. Button, we'll put that on there. I think that's cool that they include that little piece of that little option where it can come off the tanker bit if you really wanted to. It does stay on there. It moves a little bit. So here's the tanker. And again, this mode is a little bit better. It's still cumbersome to get into. It only moves this much. The smokestacks, purple windows, but it looks like a tanker. It looks more like a tanker than an airliner, than the other thing. It's been an airliner. Then you can still put this back here like this. This has to be exactly correct because the two halves. This is just like a Philly bot. This is just Philly man. Philly transformer. So if you can get that back there, if it was correct, I could get it back there. It's not correct because it falls apart. And no, it's not user error because I know exactly what to do with it. It just doesn't work right. Then you're trying to get this on, and it does stay on once you can get it on. There we go. Oh God. If you're still here, thank you. I know you're probably waiting for the bot, so which is the shining rain. And then if you really need to, you can you got these things to try to hold the tanker, I guess. If you take it off, you don't really need them. You can put them down, or you can put them up. You can put them up in here. But once they're down, like they're almost down for good. You also can put this, store this under here somewhere. Where at? I don't know. No, I do know. It's this little notch right here. Can't see that. Little notch in the gun. Fold the gun handle down and just put it here. Now, when it's stored, you can't move the cab, which doesn't make any sense either. Like, I'm not sure what the engineers were thinking. Again, I'm not an engineer. I don't want to be like, oh, what they were thinking. But if these arms were correct and didn't fumble all over the place, it could roll. It would roll fine with the gun underneath. But as you see, it doesn't move. So this is a mess. This is a mess. Like I said, it's the best mode as far as the two alt modes, but the robot mode is what I'm here for. And even though that's a floppy mess too, it looks like him, and that's what I need. I need somebody to look like him until I can get one that is a little bit better. So just gonna flop all this. No, you know what? I'm gonna take this off just so I can get it. Robot mode's easy because you can just get all this stuff out. Now I don't want to come out. Just undo all of this. Leave it like that. You want to get the wheels back in first. Move this back here like this. Actually, can take this off. You gotta take this off first because it's clamped in there. There you go. Get that out of the way. Get this out the way. And kind of just start reversing everything. Here's a few things that you gotta be aware of. So get these feet back, just move these, get these wheels back. And then you're moving that back and pushing this up at the same time. So you can slide it down now, and then it turn in, then collapse it. Get these wheels over here so you can collapse this back. And you're good. One side, well, no, one side ain't done, but have that back, because then now this is the foot and a leg armature, or a foot armature. So then you can bring this down. There's a little slot right there. You can see it, that thing slides into. Bring this foot around, slide that in there. I don't like this arm. It's really flimsy feeling. Then you can slide this back down here like this. I'll deal with that. I'll clean that up. Over here, same thing. You see a little better. Slide this. Let me get this camera right. Slide this up. Well, move it this way. Slide it up. It's too much going on. And it's exact. If you saw that, you have to slide it a little bit because it won't go all the way up. Then you got to push this up into that cavity, then slide it up more, then fold it, then you can fold it up. Then you can push this back up. Only reason you take this out is because it's over top of this a little bit. So that's what it is. Pull this little space to make the space for this foot and the armature. Bring the armature down, then you have to flex it out a little bit, which I don't like because it feels like it's too much on that. Then you just get all this mess. And now you see that tab right there? That tab goes in there. Get his leg together. Sometimes I can't find that. Almost said it. Nah. But yeah, so now you got a leg done. So let's work on this upper body, which is a mess. So this you want to turn back, goes into the back. Lift this up like this. This is on two different spinners. You got this one and you got this one right here. So you want to turn this one to the back. This one like this. Move these down. Now you can, I'll put this back on just because you want to see it. Well, you want to move these out too. I think they go out like that. Before you bend this, you should unplug these, which I did not do. But I mean, what you gonna do? Plug these right back in there. I'm gonna put this on here just so you can see what's happening. Flip that down, and you flip this down. These go into these. This forms the chest. This bends like that, so you can actually get them in here and actually form the chest. This madness back here. Make sure you got this straight, so this has a place to go down and give it room. Man, I hope it's not super loose because of me transforming. There you go. Ooh, I was about to say. And you kind of get these out the way. I guess they go anywhere. This one kind of went up, but kind of goes like that. This we'll fool it in a minute. So then you pull this up, and this goes, it's on a ball joint, so it kind of caddy corners, and you kind of figure it out. You got to try to put that into there, and then that little sit in that groove. And however you can maneuver this to get there is how you got to maneuver it. Once you get it there, it is pretty tight. It's all right. There you go. So, and you see how that mess is just sitting back there? Yeah. Over here, same thing. I'll try to show it a little bit better. You know, it's not better to be shown. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You just gotta finagle this to get it into that little groove right there. And when you have it, that's when you'll have it right. However, this stuff is, it almost gets out of the way on its own, how it should. And it's hard because it is, can't really see. There we go. That one was much easier. You just push that down to the body. Then just start to get these anatomically correct. So you get the double jointed elbow. So you know it's like that. Move this. Got it like that. Now this back here, this mess, this clamps around, which is how the backpack stays on, and it's crazy, but it clamps around there. I couldn't figure out what to do with this, and I forgot that this clamps around and kind of clamps together as best as possible, and then this clamps on top, and it kind of makes a clean backpack. Then you can move these up here like this, and then you get the normal things. Get his head out. I think I need a tool for that. Hopefully, no, metal ain't the greatest to use, but it is what I have. Get that out. He does have his KFC fingers, so it may get caught, but I haven't had the issue as long as you wrap his fingers up right when putting them away. No, I'm in the way, sorry. And after that, fumble and bundle. Bumble. Oh, put that away. So after that fumbling and bumbling, this is Octane. And as you see, I'll put his G1 on the screen. He has a good likeness. Good likeness. Not the greatest robot, not the greatest, easiest way form. And I know this review isn't the greatest review because of my fumbling through this transformation, but I just want to show how cumbersome this transformation is. Like, I know other people probably can transform him in the blink of an eye and just go through it straight and just smooth and all of that. But this is real world. Like, this is, I cut a few parts out just to save you time, but this is what it is. I don't really have anybody to compare him to, but I will compare him to Megatron and maybe some of. Do I have any other triple changers? No, I don't. So for the sake of articulation, you see his wings move, and his wings can go down if you don't like that look. I put them down so I can get his arms. His arms go all the way. He has the shoulder and he has the hinge right here. So that's good articulation. He has the double jointed elbow. Elbow is a little hollow, but it doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look bad. He has the bicep swivel. When you maneuver that swivel, this does come off. So that's it's a negative there, but it is on tight. Like, it won't just fall off just looking at it. He has the the full range of motion for fingers with the pin knuckles, and all 5 fingers are on their own little joints. He has waist swivel that goes all the way around. He does have, this gets in the way right there. He has his head. Let me go his head. So his head can look up this much, but it breaks up the sculpt pretty much. And he looks down about that much. Really looks up about that much. And he does get 360 on the head. And he has a little side to side action. So that's cool. He has ratchets, but they're weird. They're placed like far apart. You know, those ratchets that are just far. But he does hold the splits. He is kind of floppy. See what I mean when I say far? Like, you can get the ratchet here, and then the ratchet is here. So you either have a straight up stance or a big A stance. And it kind of, the ratchet goes from here to the next ratchet is here. So then you got the next ratchet, and the ratchets are far apart and loose because you can get him standing here, but really, you know, this is the whole ratchet. The whole second ratchet is this far. And he has the skirts that get up, and surprisingly, not much in the back gets in this way, so he can do the hurdles. Let's have a double jointed knee that gets you, I say, more than 90 degrees. That's cool. Yeah, because he has the knee right here, and he has a knee at like the thigh. No, knee at the thigh. Yeah, he has a split at the thigh. He has thigh swivel. It's loose. He has ankle, real big rocker. Big toe tilt. And then it's half where the toe tilt up. You can get it like this, where you can kind of make it work if you need it to. But it is loose. It's on a ball joint and on that flimsy thing back here. So when you're maneuvering it like this, you have to be careful. But yeah, that's all. That's him in a nutshell as far as his articulation. Let me bring in some accessories. His gun only will fit in this hand for me. It does fit well, but in this hand I can't get it to stay. So usually I like the gun over here and the shield over here, but he can't hold the gun over there. So and you gotta find it. But once you find it over here, it's fine. And his arm came off again, which will probably continue to do so as you manipulate it. Again. So this joint right here is really tight, the bicep swivel, and that's what I think is happening. Then you can get the fingers. This is loose, so you see he can't hold my favorite pose. He can, but it's not difficult. And then this just pegs on over here. So then he has his shield, G1 style. He is pretty articulated. Get his foot right. There he is, leaning into a little pose. Here he is with Masterpiece Megatron. You can see he's a little bit smaller than Megatron, so take that with what you will. I think that's a good size. I do like that. I always see him with Sandstorm. Well, that's my most memorable memory of him is with Sandstorm. I don't know if he was always with Sandstorm, but I don't have a Sandstorm, and I'm not getting that Sandstorm. I only got this because it was on sale, but I still wouldn't recommend it unless you like the bot. If you're good with paying for the bot and getting, because I don't think one is going to come out for a long time. Maybe Fans Toys might tackle it. Maybe somebody else might tackle one. DX9 might tackle it, but I don't see it coming anytime soon because everybody got a lot of stuff on their plate if they bring on the stuff. But Fans Toys seem to be tackling a lot of characters, so I could see them doing one in the future, way in the future. So this will be good for now for me. And that's what I say. If you like the bot, want the bot, need a representation of Octane, this is for you. I can't recommend it though, so take that with what you will. I appreciate you getting through this video if you're still here. If you are, just leave me a like, subscribe, share, comment. if you made this far, I appreciate it. All right, I'll get up with y'all in the next one.
Ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no, life ain't no. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high.